Ole, 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 ole. Inter, Inter. What a win. Take that, Milan. Where's your boom, boom, boom? Where's your paquetas? Where's your bakayokos? Dead. What about the best defender in the league, apparently? Romagnoli. Dead. It's all about La Garra Charrua, Matias Vecino, El Toro Martinez, Stefan De Vrij, and Danilo, not Maicon D'Ambrosio. Of course, obviously, I'm still gassed from this win. Well, the biggest win of the season, the win that no one expected. In the preview, in the previous episode, I did say, you know, Inter usually perform best when they're the underdogs, especially in these big matches under Spalletti. We have a great record in these head-to-head matches. And once again, the team proved us right. They came out strong. They've played probably the best 50-60 minutes that we've ever played this season. Where the hell was this team in 2019? And the biggest news of the night, for me anyway, was that we actually scored off one of those short corner kicks. Whenever we take one of those, my heart just breaks in pieces because we never score off them. But today, Politano whipped in a great ball for De Vrij. I'm so ecstatic, and I'm joined once again by Critty Smith, who joined us last week. Critty, tell us, what did you make of this this great performance from the team, and tell me, who was your man of the match?
I'm again Critty Smith, and I am joined by my good colleague here, the overly friendly IPA brewed right here in wonderful North Charleston, South Carolina. First off, I say to you, Prost, as I say in my native Germany. Salut, cheers, whatever. So, what did I make of it? I thought that Inter played extremely well. For about 65 minutes, they were the better side. They controlled the pace of the match. They controlled the psychology. They controlled basically all aspects of it. They engineered their best 65 minutes of football, and my fear was that we were going to see something much like we saw in the Torino match back in August, where they played really great for one half and then came out and kind of sunk down in the second half. Maybe they rested on their laurels, maybe they got a little bit too comfortable, but that did not happen this time. Inter played very, very good football well into the second half. When they were challenged after the 2-0 from the corner and they conceded to Bakayoko, make it 2-1, they came right back. Beautiful penalty that was drawn by Politano. Of course, Lautaro scores, making it 3-1. And at that point, I really, you know, even as pessimistic as you can be as an Inter supporter, I really thought the game was done and dusted at that point, which it did end up being. But yeah, I thought it was a fantastic match from start to finish. I thought the defending at the end was a little bit shaky, but you know, Inter did enough. They made the plays, they made the stops that they needed to at the end of the match to hold off Milan. But my man of the match will go to Vecino. I thought that he made some great runs. I thought that he was dominant in midfield when Inter were in possession. I don't think that there was any better player throughout the course of the time that he spent on the pitch than Matias Vecino. So, you know, my hat's off to him. But as a whole, the team just performed really well. They took Spalletti's instructions and executed them to the T. And so you can't ask for anything better than what you got today. My guy Critty, yeah, I completely agree with your views there, and also with Sunit, I can't really fault him on the player ratings today. I think everything is spot on. Handanovic with a 6.5, Skriniar, De Vrij, Asamoah with a 7. Skriniar, De Vrij, great. They didn't give Piontek and Cutrone a sniff this match. D'Ambrosio was a little bit, you know, going forward as always he is, but I mean, that block that he made at the end, putting his body on the line. My guy in midfield, Brozovic, did look like he was still struggling, still doesn't look 100%. The last 3 or 4 matches has been disappointing, but he fought through and it was a decent performance in the end. But he was backed up by a great Matias Vecino, probably the best Matias Vecino we've seen in the Inter shirt, definitely this year. Full of running, but also some quality, and of course an important goal, and he probably should have had 2. And next to them two, Roberto Gagliardini was brought in as a surprise. Battling performance, also got a little head injury for his troubles. His touch was off, as it often is, a little bit heavy, but
Great battling performance, and I'm happy to see him play well in the team. On the wings, Matteo Politano and Perisic played great. Perisic finally once again coming back to form, hopefully. Politano was a threat the whole match, had an assist, and Perisic was, definitely deserves credit for that first goal, because he created that goal with a great touch and a great cross over to Lautaro. And speaking of Lautaro, man of the match performance for me, led the line like an absolute boss. Mario Cardi who? Mario Cardi what? But then, as I said, in general, it was an amazing performance, especially the first half, and most of the beginning of the second half was a great fluid attacking play and solid defensive play. An Inter that we pretty much haven't seen this whole year. And I'm really struggling to get my head around why this team can't do these type of performances on a regular basis, especially against smaller teams. I'm going to throw over to you, Critty. Like, what do you think is blocking this team from performing like this on a regular basis?
I think it's a lot to do with the group of players that we have. I think there's a lot of individual talent on this team, but I think at the same time that there is just so much inconsistency. And I think that there's a lot of chemistry that's lacking. I think there's a lot of players who don't necessarily fit well together. That could be from Marsilio, some of the transfers that he made. Perhaps with Pepe, it's going to change now. Maybe there's going to be a little bit better gelling. But, you look at a guy who today, once again, he played well in certain areas, and then there were times where he looked like he was a fifth grader out there. And that's Perisic, Ivan Perisic.
Thanks for that, Critty. I'm going to throw it out to the viewers, because what do you guys think? Why can't Inter perform in this way under Spalletti? What's the block that we have against these smaller or mid-sized teams? Comment down below. I'm really interested to hear, because I really want to get down to the bottom of this. Why can't we play like this on a regular basis? And then one thing we definitely can say, that Milan is black and blue. There's no arguments about that. We've done the double now. The city, the best team in Milan is Inter Primavera, and Inter women's team. End. Of course, guys, let's not get too carried away. Nothing has been confirmed. We still need to secure that top 4 spot. We've overtaken AC Milan, but it's just 1 point. And our next match is against Lazio. And that's going to be a really tricky one. Lazio have been hitting form recently. And of course, they defeated us in the Coppa Italia. So I want revenge. And I'm sure the players will want it too. So Critty, I'm going to throw it over back to you. What are your thoughts going into this tricky match against Lazio?
Inter have a lot of momentum right now with this win, but it's just the one win. If you look at the form over the course of the second part of the season, so when the Serie A season kicked back off in January, I think Inter has 14 points from 9 games, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that area. And unfortunately, that's not enough. They have to keep this going. And when I think a message was sent clear tonight, you're not going to replace Icardi at this point. But what you can do is you can rally around each other, support each other, grow as a team, as a unit. It's no longer a one-man show at Inter. It's going to have to be a collective unit that's going to have to make up for the lack of goals. And so far, they got off to a shaky start, but it looks like recently, especially in the league, if you go back to the Spal match and then today, of course, yeah, they're doing that. If you consider the goal that Lautaro scored against Spal, maybe that was a goal, maybe not. They've scored, if it wasn't, they've scored three goals in their last 2 matches in the league. If not, it's still 5. So things are picking up. It's no longer, Inter scoring 0 or Inter scoring 1. You're starting to see a little bit more consistency. So that's the wave that they need to ride in order to see 3 points against Lazio, and in order for them to keep the distance now. Obviously, 6 points clear of Roma, and now back in 3rd place. So in that aspect, it's a huge mental gain for them, and that's all that you could ask for a team that has been so mentally shaky for so many years. This is just mental fragility that Inter has displayed since Mourinho left, basically. It has to end at some point, and you have to start beating the teams that you're supposed to beat. And if Lazio's underneath you in the table, then you need to beat them. They did it last year when everything was on the line in match day 38. Hey, this is just as important of a match now. We're fighting for our Champions League lives, and while yes, we have a little bit of space, let's move out. Let's make that. We know we have to still play Juventus. We cannot count on any points from that match. So we have to win the ones that we know that we are capable of winning, so that we keep that top 4 spot.
Okay. My prediction is a 3-2 win. We've got Keita, who's recently come back from injury. Hopefully he gets to start. We've got Nainggolan maybe coming back. Brozovic coming back to full fitness. So I'm hoping for another good performance continuing from this great AC Milan win. And hopefully this will spur us on to the end of the season. We've got 10 or so matches left. It's really key that we continue this momentum. Well, that's it for today, guys. Great episode. Thank you, Critty, for joining us.
Just wanted to give everyone a quick reminder, of course, later this spring, we're going to be doing the SempreInter TV Inter Legends portion of the show. So I can't wait to get on that. But right now, all I can say is Forza Inter, and it's been what a day, what a Sunday it's been here as Inter once again defeat their arch rivals Milan 3-2.
Milan is black and blue.